What's an Aptera and will it succeed? G'day and welcome to another practice edition of the Aussie Ideas Man and another look at the oddity that is the Aptera. Constant nonsense from crazy fanboys has prompted me to have another shot at helping them think rationally while I practice the difficult art of making YouTube videos. Let's kick off with what it is, and I'll be delivering this in my own way. Aptera is a prototype EV, of which 4 have been made to date, with the following promised features and attributes. 3 wheels, 2 front, 1 rear. Fronts have 88 inches of width. 2 seats side by side. 25 cubic feet of cargo space. A teardrop shape claimed to have a coefficient of drag of nearly 0.13. Outboard front wheels. Scissor doors. In-hub radial flux motors. 4 battery sizes ranging from 250, 400, 600 to 1,000 mile ranges respectively, all for the 2-wheel drives. 3 solar cell configurations offering up to 43 miles of extra range on a very sunny day. 3.5 second 0 to 60 times for the 3 motor configuration and about 5.8 seconds for the 2 motors. No radiator, replaced by the skin cooling as yet undefined. A composite body shell, vinyl wrapped, no paint. Priced from around $26,000 to up to $47,000 US. There are more than that, but that covers the main ones. And the photos give you a good idea of what it is. It's time to move on and spend much more time figuring out how likely it is they will get one into production. Will it succeed? Again, this is from my perspective, as I have learned more about it over time. If you ask the many disciples, you would get a completely different answer. My answer is that it is more unlikely than likely, but the jury is still out. It doesn't matter, because time will tell. All we have to do is watch and wait. But here are my reasons for leaning to the negative. You can research the positive and decide for yourself whether it's yay, nay, or just maybe. Aptera has what you could call a shady history. It began in 2006 by the founders Steve Fambro and Chris Anthony, who decided they wanted to build an EV that was the most efficient ever. They made some prototypes and hired a management team, but things quickly went pear-shaped. The people they hired sacked them. Go figure. And a prototype failed to finish a race due to overheating. Shortly after, in 2011, Aptera folded and sold the rights to a Chinese company, which did nothing for about 8 years. Steve and Chris bought back the rights in 2019 and made 4 more prototypes to date. They have been successful in getting investors and orders at the paltry sums of $70 and $100, but their progress has a poor record. They promised sales of them before 2022, and now they say it's 2023 at the earliest. So what other reasons do I have besides a dubious history? Well, in no particular order of importance, here are some to consider. $27,000 US is far too much for what you're getting. Apples with apples. When a company fails, it's often because its product is overpriced, but not always. I am not so naive as to think it's a death warrant, but it is a strong indicator it won't sell. It hardly matters to me they have 16,000 orders or so, because $70 is a pittance and it is refundable. If it were more like $500, it would mean something to me. In the cycle world, I can get a lot more from high-powered motorcycles. And when you get up to their $47,000 items, I can get exotics. My assessment for the buying public is that they just might sell in small numbers, but nowhere near the numbers that they have orders for. I think most of those will pull out. Another reason is because it simply doesn't work at the minute. If I could believe it does what it claims, I would increase my estimate of its chances by a great deal. The claims are wild and unfounded, and have yet to be proven. Recall that the first Aptera race dropped out because it had overheated. Well, they are using the same skin cooling technology unique to them, and it has not been improved. not even fixed. I have a video that shows that their video explanation of it is ridiculous. I have asked them about it and they remain dead silent. The 3 alpha prototypes have never been filmed where they go further than the race car, and the beta has reverted to using a radiator, which is a red flag to a bull that something is drastically wrong. But that's just the tip of an iceberg that could sink the Titanic. In all, there are many claims that essentially say that the auto industry has been so wrong for so long, and that they can do them right. It's poppycock, and a close investigation shows that it's them that are wrong. Motors in hubs add about 50 pounds to the unsprung weight of the wheel. While the auto industry tries to shave off mere grams of it, Aptera drove 2 and 3 of these dead weights into the wheels. Aptera says that the benefits outweigh the dangers, but they don't. Whole wheels are lighter than what Aptera adds to theirs. Loads over a single rear wheel are dangerous, and tucked lower between 2 wheels is much safer. An 88-inch track width is far too wide for a 2-seater vehicle, and Aptera has for years refused to divulge its large turning circle. EV makers get to around 180 watts per mile if they're pretty good, and Aptera claims 100. 50-50 weight distribution has always been the optimum for the auto industry for great handling, yet Aptera says theirs is 65-35 and does better than most sports cars. Pigs fly. These are only a few of many reasons why I get suspicious about the viability of Aptera as a successful company. You can watch all the videos about it and you can read all the comments that I've made with some of their fanboys and get a bigger picture of the many reasons why I think they are a bit suspicious. I really don't like the fact that they closed the investing for good and immediately reopened it, and how they spend more time asking for money than they do building the prototypes. They're way behind on the prototypes, but they're well ahead when it comes to asking for money. I think that's about all for me this time. Hopefully I can find other things to practice on, but for now, it really doesn't matter what I use to practice some editing. And so I'll just end by saying, stay safe. Goodbye for now.